Okay, well, let's get started. If some join in later on, great. This session is recorded, so we'll be able to distribute it after the session. As I mentioned, my name is Jeff Sweeney. I'll be the host, and I just wanted to start with a quick introduction to Forberg Scientific and Anderson Hauser. You probably likely know that Forberg Scientific is a manufacturer's rep or distributor for some of the biggest process control and instrumentation companies in the world. Been in business since 1971, and we work with some bigger brands like Anderson Hauser, Parker Hannifin, Wyka, Burkert, Pepperell and Fuchs, etc. We are the authorized Anderson Hauser representative for the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, Northern Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. And you were likely invited to this session because you've probably purchased a Anderson Hauser Series 50 or 53 flow meter in the past. If you have not, don't worry about it. This is still great education on the differences between the older technology and the new technology, the Series 300, 400, 500 from Anderson Hauser. In this session today, we are Steve Miller from Anderson Hauser is joining us. Steve is the Midwest Flow Business Manager in charge of all of Flow for Anderson Hauser. And Steve will lead us in the presentation that will talk about the advantages of the new products versus the older products. During the session today, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little button that says Q&A. Feel free to click on that, and if you have a question during the session, please type in your question there, and we will answer those at the end. Additionally, at the end of the session, we'll open up the mics for some open Q&A if anybody has questions at the end of the session. And finally, for those participants on our session today, we are going to provide an offer for you folks if anybody may be interested in taking advantage of an upgrade or two. Okay, so I wanted to welcome Steve Miller. As I said, Steve's with Anderson Hauser. He works with us in the Midwest on Flow, and he's going to lead us in this session. So, Steve, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jeff, and everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So, why don't you take it from here, and then I'll finish it off at the end. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Great, Steve.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining the webinar today, and especially thank you to Jeff and the Forberg Scientific team for hosting the webinar. So Jeff kind of gave an intro to this a little bit ago, but the purpose of the webinar is really to provide an overview of our new Promag electromagnetic flow meter series, and then how our existing Promag 50 and 53 meters can be upgraded in the field. So I hope this is informative and provides some background information on why someone would want to upgrade their Promag 50 or 53. So the title slide really says it all and how you can take advantage of what modern technology has to offer. So the Promag 50 and 53 was our Promag series that's been out on the market for about 18 or 19 years now. So the 50 and 53 was designed for all of our mag meters. So be it for simple water applications, industrial processes, chemical plants, oil and gas markets, and even food and beverage applications. So Anderson Hauser made the decision that we really needed to come up with a Promag transmitter that was specifically tailored for the water and wastewater markets. So about 4 or 5 years ago now, we released the Promag 400 transmitter product line. And so that is available today for the Promag D, L, and W sensors that you see up there on the screen. So since we've had this upgrade available since about 2014, we thought that it would be beneficial to offer users a kit where you could alter your Promag 50 or 53 in the field to the new Promag 400. So this upgrade kit is for the electronics only. It's not for the flow tube. So your mag flow sensors can remain in place installed in the pipe while your electronics are upgraded. So the benefit here is to some of you users, if you have a remote configuration, the Promag 400 can actually utilize the existing cable that's in place for the Promag 50 or 53 that's installed. So you don't have to pull the old cable out and pull a new cable through conduit. That actually remains in place. So when ordering the upgrade kit, we just need the serial number of the device, and that allows us to select the correct upgrade kit, and it also lets us preload the sensor calibration information into that new transmitter. So here you see the Promag 400, which again, it's an industry-optimized device for small to large mag meters. So we have the Promag 400 as small as 1 inch, and then up to 90 inches or even larger. There's just some technical bullet points on the Promag 400 along with those available sensors as I mentioned before. So the 400 has a 4-line backlit display with optical keys. So to operate the device from the user interface, you actually don't have to remove the front cover. So in the past, if you had a Promag 50, if you needed to maybe change the range on the current output of the device, you'd have to take the front cover off to access the push buttons. Since we have the optical keys on the 400, that's not required any longer. And then you can also program the 400 via the service interface using a laptop with a web browser, Device Care, which is E&H's free software platform, or a handheld heart communicator. And then as you can see, we have multiple input-output options available, as well as a variety of digital communication protocols. So when we look at some of the main benefits of the Promag 400, here are the items that we tend to consider. So I'm not going to go into deep detail on all of these, so I just want to highlight on 2 of the items right now. So that would be the operation concept, or the HMI, and then WAM. So as far as the HMI is concerned, E&H has developed our user interface so that there's uniformity across product lines. So that being said, if you can program our Promag 400, you can also easily program our Coriolis meters and Vortex meters. We design the user interface and the operation of it so that it's similar across platforms. And then we're also doing the same thing with our level products. So we just want to make the user experience much more friendly in the field. And then WAM is our web-enabled asset management tool that provides an instrument and device database. So this actually is nice and cohesive with our Promag 400 transmitter. So the first item that I want to take a deeper dive into is our seamless system integration with the Promag 400. So the Promag 400 digital communication offering allows simple integration into a DCS, PLC, or SCADA system. So we, Anderson Hauser, were somewhat unique for an instrumentation manufacturer, and that we actually don't manufacture our own control system or PLC. So with that said, we have to offer digital communication platforms that work well in all forms of control or SCADA systems. So we do a lot of testing on the front end when we develop our products to ensure that when end users integrate our devices digitally, the integration is seamless. So with the Promag 400, we offer HART, Profibus DP, Modbus RS-45, and Ethernet IP. So though we don't manufacture our own control systems, Anderson Hauser is actually a strategic alliance partner with Rockwell Automation. So the benefit of this partnership is that we have joint integration documentation, and we do development together on the very front end. So our solutions go through a lot of testing and are proven. So we also have pre-engineering application codes such as the instrument function blocks, add-on profiles, faceplates, and tag structures. So this means that when it comes time to integrate the device and you're using a Rockwell system or Allen Bradley products, the time to integrate is actually significantly reduced because we have done that engineering work for you up front. So I've seen quite a few devices implemented into RS Logix, and it literally takes minutes because all of this information has already been developed and engineered on the front end. So another feature is the integrated web server. So we took a long, hard look at how our users interface with our devices. And we, in the past, had a program that was licensed, and then the special communication modems that were required to connect a laptop to the device. And we took a long, hard look at how we can improve that for the end user. So we came up with the idea of embedding a web server in our transmitters. So using a web server actually results in a significant time savings for commissioning and troubleshooting as well. So, and again, it helps save on costs. So you don't need to buy those special modems or adapters to communicate with the device, or a licensed program that you would potentially need to maintain on a laptop. So all you really need is an off-the-shelf Ethernet cable and a laptop, and then you can easily communicate with the transmitter. And so since you don't have a program to use, you're actually using a web browser. So the common web browsers work. So you can use Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, and others. So this feature is standard on every Promag 400. So there's no additional cost. You don't even have to specify it when ordering the device. Along with the benefit of the onboard web server is that we also have the option of wireless communications for servicing and commissioning of the device. So this is not wireless HART or any means of communicating data to a PLC. This is really just used to service or work on a Promag 400. So the connection is a point-to-point wireless network that is established between your laptop or a mobile device like an iPhone, iPad, Android device. And that connection is made to the Promag 400. So since the Promag 400 has that onboard web server, you don't need any apps or programs installed on your mobile device. Rather, you actually just need that web browser. So this allows operators to connect to a flow meter to adjust parameters, monitor diagnostics, or even perform a verification without the need to open the front cover of that flow meter. So that can make it especially simple for transmitters that are mounted out of reach, so either up high or even in a vault. So this could eliminate the need for climbing tall ladders or getting a lift to connect to a device, or if it's installed in a confined space area, all the paperwork and the equipment needed for that. So another feature of the Promag 400 is our data storage concept, and we call this histoROM. So the histoROM allows for configuration backup and restore functionality, and it even has an integrated event logbook and data logger within the device. So this allows users to monitor any event that has taken place within the transmitter. So an event that can be classified as an alarm or even just a parameter change. So just for example, let's say an operator had made a parameter change within your flow meter, and then on another shift it started operating or measuring incorrectly. Well, you can go into that histoROM and look at the event logbook and see what parameter was changed, to maybe validate or see if maybe that has affected the performance of that device. So every Promag 400 comes with a basic histoROM. So this allows storage of up to 20 event logbook entries and allows parameter backup and restore functionality. So we have an extended histoROM that has a larger event logbook, so you can store up to 100 entries, and offers a data logger within the device. So the data logger can actually be a helpful tool when it comes to troubleshooting a process if the measurement is in question. So you can actually, using your web server, trend, say, the flow rate of that device and maybe take a snapshot of that and share it with Forberg or an E&H technician to help troubleshoot and see maybe why the measurement could be in question. And then if a user has multiple Promag 400s, the device configuration can be saved and implemented into other Promag 400s. So this could allow some pretty simple and fast commissioning, and ensures that all devices are configured the same. So you could program one Promag, save that file, and then download it into additional Promags. So the final feature that I want to touch on is heartbeat technology. So heartbeat technology provides continuous diagnostics of the device and process, as well as it will perform an in situ verification. So this slide shows the 3 different pieces of heartbeat technology, and those 3 pieces are monitoring, verification, and diagnostics. The monitoring and verification pieces are optional. However, the heartbeat diagnostics portion comes standard in every Promag 400. So I hope this slide helps everyone relate to real-world examples, explaining how the 3 pieces of heartbeat technology work. So first, let's look at the diagnostics. So this is the piece that comes standard in every device, and it's continuous testing of the Promag and provides remedy-based messages to provide users a quick means to fix the device or maybe on a process upset. So this is just like the lights on a dashboard in your vehicle. So there are icons on your dash, such as the washer fluid level, seat belt light, check engine light, or even the gas level light. So they're symbols that we relate to, and on an everyday basis, we understand how to fix these or kind of where to go to get the answer to some of these lights. This is just like diagnostics. So let's say you have the flow meter is registering a flow value greater than what the current output is scaled for. So in the past, what the Promag 50 or 53 would do would give you a code, and then it would tell you that there's something wrong with your current output. Well, now on the Promag 400, it goes a little further than that. So we will still give you a code. It will still say there's something wrong with the current output, but now it'll give you a couple options to fix the issue. It will tell you that the flow rate is too high, or maybe you need to scale the 4 to 20 range differently. So just trying to take the diagnostics piece a little further and make it a little easier on the users. The verification piece of heartbeat technology is actually similar to a car inspection. So this varies by state, but in some states I know vehicles have to be inspected on an annual basis. So a vehicle inspection is a test at that point in time to see if your car passes certain criteria. So an inspector will check your brakes, your tires, emissions, windshield wipers, and a bunch of other items. So it's a test at that point in time. And if any one of those tests, let's say your tire tread is not deep enough, the entire inspection fails. So this is actually similar to heartbeat verification. So the meter will actually check itself down to the component level to verify that each component is still working according to specification. So I'll go into deeper detail on this piece in the next couple slides. And then the final piece is heartbeat monitoring. So the monitoring portion allows for trend analysis for certain variables within the flow meter. So it looks at raw values such as the reference electrode voltage and then noise levels. So those values can actually be used as a type of predictive maintenance, maybe to detect coating on the electrodes or maybe an erosion or corrosion. So the most important piece of that heartbeat technology that we have seen within Promag sensors, especially when we're talking about water and wastewater applications, it's that verification piece. So just going a little deeper into heartbeat verification, the Promag 400 has internal redundant references. So this means that the actual components used in the devices are compared to calibrated internal references within each device. This shows just a rough image of the different components of a Promag. So each of these components are tested during the heartbeat verification. So the coils, electrodes, ADD converter and processor, the I/O boards, and there's even a loop test that is performed. So it checks your analog output from the transmitter to your PLC and then back to the transmitter. So the verification is on demand, and it takes approximately 60 seconds to run, and it can be initiated or started from the HMI, the control system, the handheld heart communicator, your web server, or even wirelessly if you have the WLAN option. The test can be performed while the meter is full, empty, flowing or not flowing. And then as the test is running, the output will remain at the last valid value until the test is completed. And then after the test is done, on the display, it will show you whether it passed or failed, and then go back to normal operation. So in developing heartbeat technology, we took it a one step further, and we actually had an independent third party evaluate our methodology. So TUV was that third party, and they have provided this attestation that certifies that heartbeat complies with the requirements for traceable verification and diagnostics according to ISO 9001. So for documentation purposes, heartbeat verification also provides a report of that test that was just performed. The reports are stored within the Promag 400 transmitter, and they can be extracted via the web server or even wirelessly on your smartphone and saved in PDF format. So with the standard histogram, the Promag 400 will save up to 8 verifications, and then the extended histogram, the Promag will store up to 20 verifications. So this is the first page of that verification report. So this documents the tagging information, the serial number, operator, and a few other details of the device. And then most importantly, it shows you the overall result at the bottom of this report. The second page shows each individual test that was ran. Now, if any one of those tests would have failed, then you would see a red X, and it would tell you that the overall result of the verification is that it failed. So this is that second page, and these are all the individual tests that the Promag 400 will perform when the heartbeat verification is run. So again, if any one of these has failed, page 1 will indicate a test failure. If this report is printed, there's also a note section within this document and then signature blocks. So it could be printed and then signed. Maybe the operator could take notes on it, and then it could be stored away for proper test documentation. And now in the past, the Promag 50 and 53 had something similar to heartbeat, but not quite as good. So this was known as field check. So field check is a handheld device that you would plug into the Promag 50 or 53 transmitter to perform the test. So the test would take approximately 45 minutes to run and actually required opening of the electronics, disconnecting the outputs, and a trip actually out to the field to the device to perform the test. So whenever you're opening electronics and disconnecting wires and cables, there's always a potential risk of handling errors. So heartbeat verification actually eliminates the potential handling errors when performing the verification and takes a significantly less amount of time. So you go from 45 minutes, and the slide says 10 minutes, but it's really closer just to a couple minutes to perform that verification. So this is something that I always like to bring up regarding heartbeat verification, and we talk about verifications or calibrations. So heartbeat verification will validate your Promag to a high confidence level, but at the end of the day, it's still not a calibration. So heartbeat verifies the components and their interoperability, as well as the communication chain back to the PLC. So, however, we do also perform true wet calibrations. So Forberg Scientific is our authorized service provider for the area, and they can bring a calibration rig on site for a true wet calibration of small meters. If there are larger meters and you may want to get those calibrated, they could be sent back to the factory and we can calibrate those as well. Now, however, at the end of the day, heartbeat verification can be used to meet legislation requirements for validating a flow meter and can provide documented and traceable testing. So with that said, I'd like to thank everyone for listening, and I hope this now allows you to consider some of the advantages of the Promag 400 when you may consider moving forward with an upgrade kit. So Jeff, with that said, I'm going to toss it back over to you.
Great, thanks, Steve. A lot of really great information there. I appreciate you sharing that with us. It does really seem like there's some significant advantages. You know, the new versus old, just user friendly, collects all the data, just makes your life a little bit easier. So thank you and the team over at Anderson Hauser for keeping those products coming. So I'm going to look at the Q&A. We don't have any Q&A right now. I'm going to open the line up. If anybody happens to have a question, in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see an unmute button. If you want to click that, you'll turn your microphone on. And if anybody would like to ask a question for Steve and I, please go ahead.
So Jeff, I do see one question in the Q&A section. And so the question is, are the 50 and 53 models being discontinued? So good question, and they are, and I'm glad you asked that question. So currently the Promag 50 and 53 is being phased out, and we will be offering the Promag 50 and 53 for sale until the end of 2019. So with that said, we will honor spare parts and replacement small parts through the end of 2024. So we will still support the device for quite a while after it has been officially obsoleted. But yes, to answer your question, they are being discontinued.
Great. Any other questions out there for the audience? Okay. So I did wanted to thank everybody for that.
One more question, Jeff. Yep, just came in. So do you foresee on-site calibration of 10-inch flow meters at any time soon? So as of right now, no. So as far as on-site calibrations, our current size range is 2 or 3 inch for on-site calibration. So I say 2 or 3 inch because it really depends on what the actual flow range is for us to hit for that particular flow device. And I'll say for the future, I don't know if there are any plans to upgrade to a larger calibration rig for on-site calibration.
Yeah, 10 inches is kind of a pretty big flow meter. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? We'll give it one more minute here. If not, close out of it. Thank you again, Steve. I appreciate your time and efforts on this. I did mention that I did want to put an offer out there for folks that may be considering upgrading to the new technology. Between now and the end of January 2019, if anybody would like to upgrade to the new 400 flow meter, we will offer a 20% discount for you. The only thing you have to do is you just have to mention January 20 when you order. It's kind of like a code. Just mention January 20 when you order, and you'll get 20% off your order. So that's good through the end of January 2019. You don't have to write that down. We will email this information along with a copy of the presentation to the participants that have attended the session. And if there's no other questions, oh, I do see a third question here. Let me just click on that real quick here. Steve, how much is the upgraded transmitter kit?
Okay. So Forberg has the pricing for the upgrade kits, and Jeff is offering a very generous offer of that discount. So what I would suggest is just touch base with your Forberg scientific rep, and then he can get you an official quote with that discount for the upgrade kit. Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for participating and attending. I hope you found it beneficial, and we appreciate your time, and have a great week, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thanks, Steve.